Hello, welcome to today's video. And last time out on Gran Turismo we were doing some sprint races in the Super GT cars at the Nurburgring. So starting in 5th place for my first race then. Haven't done too much practice, but we're going to give it a go, see what happens. It's only a 4-lap race, so should be plenty of action, no tyre wear, just a flat out sprint to the end. So going into turn 1 cautiously, but getting rammed from behind, and straight away we have been spun round and we are now back at right at the back of the field in 16th place. So not the start we wanted, and there's probably not going to be much chance of getting back into this with only 4 laps, and these cars are quite difficult to follow because of the turbulent air, so they're not the easiest to overtake in. Obviously some of the drivers towards the back of the field are going to be a little bit slower, so it's a little bit easier. So there we see 15 going quite wide and going up the inside, and I squeeze him out a little bit and he ends up going wide, and I get a SR up for that. So clearly the penalty system is working well in that case, or not. Anyway, right through the final chicane. You can take a lot of curb there. You can probably cut it a little bit more than that without getting the penalty. So to get the fastest lap, you do want to cut quite a lot of the curb there and take advantage of the track limits. Down to first through the last corner for a bit of a better turn in, and then short shift up to second to avoid wheel spinning too much. Right, second lap then, and we're closing in on 14th place as someone up ahead has had an accident there. Following closely to the Frenchman going down into the hairpin, but it's a very difficult place to overtake, especially when they take a defensive line through the inside. So you can try and get a bit of a switch back, but again you can't really overtake up into the left-hander up the hill. So the only real overtaking places are as we go through a move, try the move around the outside, but yes, it's not going to happen. So the main overtaking places are the end of the back straight into the final chicane, but the best place will be down into turn 1. So as we just clip the rear of the Frenchman due to a bit too much of overspeed. So we're on the outside, he's at the inside. We're going to brake early and see if he outbrakes himself, but he doesn't. So he's done quite well there. It's very easy to defend and brake a little bit too late and end up just missing the chicane altogether. So again, short shifting up to second to try and get a better exit, but he's going to have to slipstream with the car in front as well, so it's not going to be the easiest move down into turn 1. We'll see what happens. Go down, so he's gone quite aggressive and clatters into the Brit just ahead of him. We stick to the inside. Can we take advantage of this? Yes we can. So there we go, up into 13th place then. So 3 places gained. We've got just over a lap and a half to go as we get a good exit out of the right-hander. Send it down the inside. There we go, another position gained up to 12th. There's a bit of a gap up to 11th place as the Frenchman barges his way through behind. So we're going to skip ahead to the end of lap 4, where you can see I've bridged the gap and 10th and 11th are battling here. So we'll try and get a good exit onto the back straight and see what we can do going up into the final chicane of the race. 11th obviously has slipstream, and so do we. We're going to brake early and try not to get involved as the red car goes up the inside, goes very deep. We get up the inside but get blocked in by car 10, and due to the turbo lag we can't quite get the acceleration we need to get up into 11th place. So around the final corner then, and it is going to be 12th place in race 1. So on to race 2 then, starting in 3rd place this time, so a little bit further forwards than we were before. So we'll see what we can do from there, as there's a little bit of lag going down into turn 1. Everyone getting through safely this time, which is what we want. And now it's time to settle into the race, see what we can do, see if we can move up into first place, ideally, But like I said, it is quite difficult to follow other cars here, especially through some of the medium speed and high speed corners because of the downforce in these cars. So making a move on drivers in front who aren't making mistakes can be a little bit challenging, as we get a very poor exit as we head down the hill. So we've lost a bit of time there. So forwarding on to lap 2 then, as we head up into the chicane, and the Brit in front takes a little bit too much curb there and ends up with a half-second penalty. So this is going to give us a great chance to close in onto the back of him when he serves that penalty later on in this lap, and maybe we can push for a second place. So coming down the hill then, as James prepares to take his penalty, and that gives us an opportunity to close right in on the back, but we've gone a little bit too deep into the hairpin, but we'll try and get a switch back to help us close in on him towards the end of the lap. Coming through the fast S, and James has gone a little bit wide through there, which gives us a chance to get right up on the back of him. Can we put pressure on the end of the lap? So nope, we're in the wall. We got a bit excited on the throttle there, and we have binned it. Fortunately, the game has reset us to the track, so we're still in 8th position. But yeah, that wasn't the best moment in my driving career. But we'll move on. We'll do some more racing, and hopefully we can get a better result. So end of lap 4 then, fighting Juan Just for 7th position, getting in his slipstream down the back straight, starting to close up on him then, and he's being quite clever, sticking to the middle of the track. We're going to brake early in the hope that he misses the chicane, but nope, he gets it stopped comfortably. A little bit of wheel spin coming out there though, but looks like we're going to finish in 8th place as the Brit up ahead receives a penalty for cutting the chicane. So yeah, 8th place then. RIP to OLLIE-racing. Binned it. Sums up that race nicely. Right, so 3rd place again. Once again we've got James just ahead of us, so we'll see if we can have a bit of a round 2 against him here. So getting a decent start then, as James disappears through a secret portal in the middle of turn 1 at the Nurburgring. So that's promoted us to 2nd place. Not too sure where James has gone. If anyone wants to travel through the portal and let me know, that would be great. Anyway, right, back onto this race then. So we have Nico the German just up ahead. Rumour has it that is the Nico Rosberg, almost 100% verified. So we are going to have a race on our hands right now. So looking at the distance, it's creeping out a little bit, or sort of maintaining about a second, 1.2 seconds, as we take the final corner of our 2nd lap. Not really putting too much pressure on Nico at this point, as we cross the line to set a fastest lap. So we've got a bit of pace, just not quite enough, it seems. Like I said, it is difficult to follow in these cars, and when you've got 2 drivers that are of similar ability, it is very, very hard to get close enough to make that move. So right, 3rd lap then, and I get the chicane all wrong, get some dirty tyres, which makes the next sequence of corners, as you can see, very slippery. Is one thing that Gran Turismo doesn't do particularly well in my opinion, which is simulate the dirty tyres. for quite a period of time. Anyway, so we lost time to Nico then, and we come across the race in second. On to the next one, and we are starting second behind Nico again. So round 2. Let's see what we can do, see if we can put the pressure on Nico this time and challenge him for the race win. As we go down into turn 1, again getting through there nice and clean. It's always better to start towards the front of the grid with tracks like this, with a big sharp corner following a straight. So especially, you know, Monza, anywhere like that, Fuji, you want to be at the start of the grid for races like that, and even more so if it's a standing start, because there is less chance of you being taken out. So as you can see, we're now on lap 3, and once again the distance is staying about the same, although Nico goes wide into turn 1, which enables us to get right up onto the back of him. So this is probably our best opportunity so far. Can we put enough pressure on him to force him to make more mistakes and give ourselves an opportunity for the win? That's what we are aiming for. We are aiming for a win today before we turn off the game and do something else. Going down into first gear then, and a short shifting up to second to try and avoid the wheel spin, but not getting the best exit there, if I'm being honest. End of the final lap then, and heading up into the chicane, and Nico gets some wheel spin, which enables us to get right up onto the back of him once again, but we're just unable to do anything about it. So unfortunately we are going to have to settle for a second place once again, finishing behind the Nico Rosberg. We go again then, this time starting from pole position, which clearly means we have our best chance of achieving a race victory, as long as we don't mess it up, which is exactly what I'm going to do into turn 1. Completely outbraking myself, going very deep and letting the Spaniard drift up alongside me there, giving him a little love tap just to let him know where I am. As you can see, he gets very close through the slow section, but we pull away a little bit coming out there, heading into the fast left-hander, and I can really feel the pressure. I'm spending a bit too much time looking in my mirrors as he gets a decent exit and looks to put pressure on me going down into the hairpin. I'll move to the inside, effectively blocking him off, and he's unable to do anything about that on the outside of there. So we hold on to first place, and let's see if we can settle down, get into a rhythm and try to put some distance between us. So last lap then, I haven't been able to put quite so much distance as I would have liked. I haven't been driving the cleanest or fastest race of my life, but we are holding on, and just about a minute to go before we can achieve our first victory of the day. Coming around the final corner then, we've been punted at turn 1, we've binned it into a wall, we've lost to Nico Rosberg twice, and we've avoided portals into other dimensions, but eventually we get our win. Fantastic. Right, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you again soon. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like.